Good evening, guys, and welcome to another unboxing stream. Let's see who is here today. Sound Toxin. Thanks for coming in and executing the uptime command. You are right. We have only been up for 3 minutes and 43 seconds. I see a Chalk Jr., Kawaii Voldemort, Dada 3, Tenor Madness, Slayer Panda, Blink Strike, Big Walruses. Thanks, guys, for joining in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see a Zuby27 as well. Let's see, let's get some music rolling before we do the unboxing. Here we go. Let's see. Let's do this playlist. I like this playlist. This is the Element G67. As you can see from what it looks like, it doesn't look all that special from the top down. Looks pretty much your run-of-the-mill 65%. And in many ways, it even just looks like a regular NK65, right? Can't really tell the difference. But the main thing about it, here, let me show you guys. It comes in several variants. So the PCB is still the same. It's that same G67, so you'll have your hot swap and you'll have your soldered variants. But here, check this out. Patrick, the proprietor of Novelkeys, built this little jig for himself, trying to test out different gasket systems, different ways to put pressure along the edge of the keyboard. So he eventually came up with something that he liked, and that's what he built this board on. So here we go. Let's go look at some renders before we start the actual unboxing. Glendale says that's pretty cool. Yeah, I know. He put in a lot of R&D into this. Let's check it out. So there are several variants available. Let me see if he posts them here or not. Or maybe I should just read the email he sent me. That's where he lists everything in. What are those keycaps on the blue? Good question. This one? I actually don't know. If anyone on stream does, please let us know. Alright, here we go. According to Patrick of Novelkeys, it comes in several editions. There's the Element G67, aluminum top and bottom case. This is the one that Andy V. Nguyen built this past weekend. It will retail for about $260 to $280. The second variant is the Element Plus, which is an aluminum top and a sandblasted and Cerakoted. And then it's got a full brass bottom, which is what we'll be unboxing tonight. And last but not the least, the Ultimate variant, also known as the Element Ultimate G67. It'll be a stainless steel top and bottom case, brushed exterior, zircon blasted interior, both nano-coated, retailing for $650 to $700. So once again, very base aluminum variant, about $280. Middle of the line, which is what I'm unboxing today, will be about $450, and the Ultimate stainless steel will be about $700. So yeah, intense, pretty intense right there. So yeah, here, I requested a yellow one simply because I don't have a yellow keyboard. So yeah, I'll check it out. There we go. Here is the... I think this is an FR4 plate. I know, it's like I've already unboxed and built 2 of his keyboards, and I keep mentioning that I really do not like this kind of packaging. This really flimsy, plasticky thing which just breaks as soon as you open it. I would have preferred if it came in like either a paper sheet or maybe even an ESD protected, a statically sealed bag, but stuff like this is just... You know, it's not a very good unboxing experience. But here. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. This is a carbon fiber plate. Glendale says he does it just to troll you. Probably. Do that. Here it is right there. Carbon fiber plate. Yeah, I have learned, especially through building all of these Novelkeys boards, is that carbon fiber feels very good for me. So I'm very glad about that. you'll see that there are also these strips of acrylic here, and you're like, wait, Merlin, I thought you said this was a brass board. That is correct. But if you caught my acrylic build, you'll know that Novelkeys actually forgot to send me extra feet, so these are the extra feet that'll help me finish that build. Yeah, and here we go. These are, I believe these are the extra foam. These are the gaskets. Yep, these look like to be the gaskets. Big Walrus says, I still haven't had the luxury of trying carbon fiber. You absolutely should. It is a very good feel. Here we go, a couple more gaskets right there. And then, more foam, more protective foam. Tough to put in the switches on a CF, at least in my Epoch 80. I'm glad you mentioned that, because if you look at this one, like you can't cut a carbon fiber like normal, right? So if you look at this one right here, hopefully you guys can see it on stream, but you'll see that it's not a complete square. There are little circular points on each of the four corners. That's to, you know, make sure that everything goes in smoothly. Let's see, I always like to use a JWK switch as a measure to see if it actually fits in the plate or not, so let's try it out. Let's try it out. Okay, that fit pretty nicely right there. And I can pull it off just as easily. See that? Super simple. Super simple. Yeah, palette carbon G67 looks interesting. Yeah, it's a very well-made board. But yeah, I think Novelkeys has decided to graduate from the stacked look to the actual high-profile aluminum and brass look. There it is, the yellow. Ooh, fancy yellow. Oh god, it's heavy. That's actually pretty darn heavy. Holy cow. Okay, here we go. There's the plate foam that goes in between the plate and the PCB. Good stuff right there. PCB is in there. This should be, well, it may not be the same PCB as the G67 that goes into the palette and the acrylic versions, but it's the same firmware, it's the same matrix, so to speak. There we go, there's the brass bottom. Ooh, look at that. Very pretty. See that? Very pretty. So this is a Cerakoted yellow. If you guys don't know what Cerakoting is the process in which you can, well, actually here in the United States, it's well known for coloring guns, and it's a very durable finish, you know. However, I will have to say that it also looks like paint, and if not done completely accurately in a sealed environment, you will have like certain paint-like texture. Sometimes you'll see little scratches. Like for example, right now I can absolutely see a little tiny scratch going over there. Yeah, it looks like something sharp just like cut right through it there. So yeah, it's also not a very 100% accurate process. If you look at my USB-C hole right there, you'll see some parts of it aren't completely yellow. You can still see some of the aluminum through there. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Let's try and open it up. Let's try and open it up. One thing different about this PCB is, unlike the acrylic one and unlike the carbon fiber one, this guy has a daughter board. This guy has a daughter board with ESD protection. In fact, Novelkeys consulted me about that. They were like, hey Merlin, if we have ESD protection on the daughter board, is that enough, or should we put it on the PCB as well? I said, well, while it's not a bad idea to have it on both, you really only need it on the daughter board. Okay, so I guess I can't take out the PCB without taking apart the board. So here we go. Let's take it apart. Slayer says Cerakote is advanced spray paint. In many ways, yes. You were asking the chat, wasn't expecting you to respond. Oh, okay, well, I try to respond to everyone in chat. Golfmaster says, good morning to you too. Here we go. Let's try and... We'll lift this up. There we go, see? So this top half is aluminum. Check it out. All yellow. Yeah, you guys can see some of its scratching already. Not the best Cerakoting job I've seen, to be honest. If anything, depending on how much I like this board, I may bring it to a local Cerakote agency and have it repaired or have it redone. Cerakoting is more of a thing here in the United States. Pretty sure Novelkeys is located in China, I believe. Not sure how prominent Cerakoting is there. But yeah, yellow set. I might put GMK Cerakote on it. There we go, there's the PCB right there, and once again with the really crappy packaging that I dislike. But yeah, check that out. Check out that bottom brass weight element. See that? And you have a USB-C daughter board. USB-C daughter board with a cable channel. Goes all the way like that. You'll also notice that if you pay close attention, I believe this might be the C3 daughter board from IO3. His universal daughter board has gone through several revisions, with the C3 being the latest and greatest. Look at that, it's got ESD protection, it's got overcurrent, it's got overvoltage, pretty much lots of protection in a really tiny chip like that. So in the event that this piece ever breaks, I believe this costs like 10 bucks versus having to desolder your entire keyboard and buying a new PCB. That's one nice bottom, says Sir Mr. Positivity. Yeah, full brass bottom for sure. Okay, so you're gonna have to put the gaskets down here as well. That good stuff. And also on the top. So yeah, this actually makes me wonder if I do end up wanting to re-Cerakote this, I'm gonna have to pull off all the gaskets again. But oh well, it is what it is. This is the this is the $450 one. The $700 one is full stainless steel. This one is just top aluminum and bottom brass. Yeah, I just googled Cerakoting services near me and a bunch of gun refinishing. Yeah, that's what it's used for. That's what it's used for. So there we go. This is the new PCB. RGB underglow, which is fairly useless in this case, but he is looking forward. He is looking forward. I see it uses an Atmega32U4 microcontroller. It's got a nice reset button right there. I do prefer to have the reset button on the top here rather than on the bottom, because if you have the reset button on the bottom, what ends up happening is you need to take apart your entire board. Just to press that in case your firmware is absolute garbage. But if you have it on top, next to the spacebar, let's say, all you have to do is pop open your spacebar and press the button. Much easier. Much easier. And yeah, here we go. Looks like... Yep, RGB underglow. That's where the daughter board connector goes into. Yeah, everything looks good. Everything looks good. Connects like that. Very nice. Did I hear brass? Yes, this is a brass bottom board. Check it out. That is the Element brass bottom. And the top is aluminum. Like so. Aluminum, but Cerakoted. I picked yellow, and as I was saying earlier, unfortunately his Cerakoting process isn't completely perfect. I can see lots of minor defects, such as about a 1-inch scratch right there. Not sure if that's visible on stream. There's a couple other parts where it looks like the Cerakote didn't quite cover most of it, most notably in the USB-C hole. Sir Mr. Positivity says putting a reset button under the spacebar would be nice. Yes, it absolutely would. Absolutely would. But yeah, this is what we have. This is what we have right now. Yeah, so I will be comparing this with the two other G67s that I have. I've been told that they are very curious about how this sounds as well, because now we know how Andy's sounds. Andy's has the aluminum variant, so I have the brass variant. One thing I will mention though is that this is the prototype PCB. Prototype PCB has the 7U messed up, so I'm limited to only using 6.25U, which is not a problem because that's what I always do. But the actual production unit will have that fixed. Golfmaster says Bumblebee. Yeah, I'm actually trying to figure out what GMK set I'll put on. The most yellow set that I have is probably GMK Serica. So that's what's gonna happen. GMK Serica on it. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. You know, while I'm here, I might as well put on the... what do you call that? Put on the gaskets, right? Might as well put on the gaskets. Oh my gosh, this is such a bad bag. Alright, let's try putting one on. Let's try putting one on. Very curious. These are, I believe, Poron gaskets, one of the more popular gasket material types. Yeah, not really doing the build stream today, but I guess, you know, since I got time, might as well do part of the build. I will be building this fully on Saturday, so if you guys are interested to see how the full build goes, definitely tune in then. And this is really hard to peel off. See, maybe the other one will be easier. There we go. That's easier. Yeah, man, if you guys remember, I built a Jelly Epoch this past weekend, and that one was also a gasket mounted board. The difference being the gaskets were so much easier to install. Something like this. It's really not a good experience adding these gaskets in. Wow. How does the plate look like? The plate is carbon fiber. Let me pull that out for you. Like, look at that. That's just... difficult. Here, let me pull out the plate. This is the carbon fiber plate. Right there. See that? Bundle says, I like how the gasket on those are slip over the plate, but I really hate the two keys in the upper right. Yeah, I know, right? That's one of the biggest drawbacks of the Jelly, according to many people. But yeah, that's just not a very... Man. Let's try another one. Yeah, like the Jelly has spoiled me in terms of gasket placement. Anyone getting ready for their Kara to ship? I skipped out on the Kara. Kara was cool, but just not in the layout that I would enjoy. But you know what I am getting though? I am supposedly getting a Bake Neko. Unfortunately, not in time for tomorrow's group buy, otherwise that's what I would be opening today. But Canon Keys talked with me today, and they'll be sending me one to build. If you don't know what a Bakken Echo is, it is the newest 60% from Canon Keys, retailing at $130. Full aluminum build, but painted. It's not anodized, it's painted, and it comes with a daughter board and a fancy case. Gondel says, I'm getting ready for my Think 6.5 V2 to ship. Yours already shipped. It's here. I've got it right here. You just have to wait for your build date. Not anodized is kind of a bummer, but I see why it's like that. Yeah, it's true. It's to save on costs. Think LE. Oh, yes. By ship, I mean for you to ship to me. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be a while. Yeah, see, look at that. I now have like extra gaskets sticking out. That's so weird. That is so weird. Like, do I just cut that off? I guess I just cut it off. Oh well. That's so weird. Scott says my Think still has not shipped. Alright. Longer gaskets always stretch a bit. Yeah, I'm seeing that now. I don't like it. So I said earlier, jelly has spoiled me. The jelly has absolutely spoiled me. Like with these, you'll always need to be so like meticulous, right? Meticulous with your gasket placement so it looks nice. Am I getting the salvation? No, I'm not. Oh. Super excited for the jelly to arrive. Yeah, you are going to love it. You're gonna love it so much. If you are someone big on sound and on how a board feels, the jelly is probably going to be one of your favorite boards. Any particular reason skipping out on the salvation? Not interested in it. There we go. We have the gaskets on there. Hooray. Gaskets. And now we need to put on the ones in here. Oh yeah, the bar knob. I can't decide if I should put the ink blacks or the labs on the jelly. Either one should be fine, to be honest. What color is your jelly? That's the question. What color is your jelly? Yeah, it's like the thing about Cerakoting. I feel like you can't polish stuff off, because right now, Just because it's like a lighter color, I feel like I can see the defects a lot better. I can totally see the defects better. I can see all the little scratches here and there. Oh well. The funny thing is, I have seen good Cerakoting before, and based on that, right, like based on what I've seen on good Cerakoting, I'm gonna say this is not very good Cerakoting. There are too many little defects for it to be any good. Kenlin says, how did the GHS Rare feel in person? I actually didn't like it. Was not a big fan of it at all. Thought it was way too heavy. So one thing I'm noticing with this build is that the gaskets are only on the top and on the bottom. There's nothing on the side. So I'm like, oh, okay. I think this might be one of the first ones I've seen where that is the case. Usually you have gaskets on the side too. This has no side gaskets. So curious to see how that turns out. Hara says, I got into the hobby recently last November and I already have 2 keyboards and 2 switches incoming. Welcome to the hobby. It can be a complete wallet trap, you know? So do be careful, make sure you only buy stuff that you can afford. All that stuff. If you scroll through Reddit, there's this one guy who was like, yeah, I just joined 2 months ago, I've already spent 30K. So try not to be that guy. I know there's lots of things here that you can buy, but you know, just be careful. There we go. You have the gaskets on. I'm super curious. I'm just gonna put the plate in as well and then screw the board together. This is interesting. This is very interesting. There's no like guideposts for it. You just have to kind of eyeball this. Interesting. Okay. Static says, I got in November of 2019. I have 20 boards, 3D printed, and stacked acrylics are great stuff to try out. Big Walrus says, my wife stares at me with a blank space when I try to explain keeps her. I totally agree. Okay. So once we are able to do like meetups again, bring your spouses. Just cuz, you know, like spouses, significant others, whatever, right? You'll find that they'll all huddle in one corner and like make friends. I feel like that's what happens every meetup. Like, of course, unless you've got kids and you bring your kids along with you, then of course, you know, you're probably following all your kids around. Yeah, meetups have also become a place for vendors to showcase new projects. Like the Seattle meetup was the first time that you ever saw an NK65 out in public. What else? Was also the first time you saw a Satisfaction 75 out in public. What else? What else have I seen that was not seen before? Oh yeah, the DSS profile. You know, the DSS profile made its debut in Seattle as well. think the Drop Alt made its debut at the NorCal meetup, the one that was held on Google Campus. All that stuff. I'll be building this coming Saturday. Tonight I just kind of unboxed it for everyone, talk about some of my initial impressions, and put on all of the gaskets so I don't have to do that come Saturday. Yeah, so this is what it looks like, carbon fiber plate. Not quite sure what I'm building it yet, but earlier someone mentioned lavender, so I might do that. I might do that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Andy says, all the GAT inks are all in a safe and I monopolize them. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh. You know, because it's a yellow board, I might just put GAT yellows. Just so I can have it completely yellow, and then I'll put GMK Serica on it. Too bad I don't have those FFF switches, because what? Aren't those yellow as well? FFF. 4 Fs. Here. Let me show you guys. Matrix Lab, JWK, FFF switches. Oh yeah, someone else was asking what these were. These are actually a JWK switch with nylon housings, which this is gonna be similar to the lavenders, but it's going to be in a much nicer colored housing, and it's 62G bottom out. So that's the thing that I'm not a fan of. Lavenders have a 65G bottom out, which is kind of like my comfort point. 62 is a little too light, and my fear is with a plate this flexy and an even lighter spring is not going to make it feel good. But you know, let's just go through it really quick. Add to cart. Check out. Once again, not showing my screen. Not showing my screen quite yet. Here, you guys can look at my lovely mug here. Oh wait, I have to create an account because I've never been here before. Okay, not a problem. Create account. Took me a while to figure out whispers. Yeah. The navy render on the board looks sick. Let's see. Oh, they have a pickup option. Unfortunately, I cannot pick it up. Right. Let's see. What is the likelihood of this getting to me by Saturday? What is the likelihood? Getting available shipping rates. They're literally just across the border. And oh my gosh, $87 for this. This is almost as much as shipping directly from Island KB. You could pick up if you drive though. Can I? FedEx ground, 16 to 88. I'm sorry, 1688 for 2 to 3 business days. FedEx International Economy, 2 to 3 business days. FedEx International Priority for 2631. Ooh. You know, I probably could. I probably could. You know, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Let's just... This will be a test of their shipping. Glendale said FedEx routes to Tennessee though. But it says 2 to 3 business days. Ah, okay. Alright, everyone seems to be telling me that it's kind of a risky thing to do. So, yeah, I'll just stick with KS3s. Because I know I like KS3s. KS3s are in the right weight for me and in the right color, so you know. Crosswind says I live in a border town too and I keep a PO box in the other country. Very useful. That's very cool. That's very cool. Malvix Did someone just ping you that I was looking at your website here? Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Here's what we're doing. Yeah, I live in Seattle, Washington, and I'm trying to get some of your F switches, and I'm wondering if I picked FedEx International Priority, which is listed as 1 to 2 business days, will that actually get to me in time? I'm guessing I'm about 4 hours away from you, but Glendale says that FedEx routes through Tennessee. So yeah. Yeah, if I want to get this by Saturday, what's the best choice here? Malvix says, you need it Saturday? Yes, I need it Saturday because I'm trying to do this. Yeah, so someone in chat gave me this idea, and I was like, that's not a bad idea. See, I have a yellow board. I figured I'd put yellow switches on it. Yeah, just to give it the full yellow look. And then I'm going to put GMK Serica on top of it as well. So it's going to be completely yellow. 18 Innocent says FedEx shipping has always been on time for me. And you're in Vancouver. Okay. Oh really? You can ship it DHL? Drop it off at the local office tomorrow, usually 1 business days. Okay, well if you're gonna be doing that, I'm really appreciate you very much. You said DHL. DHL Express. Okay. DHL Express for $26.95. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let me just verify all my stuff here is correct. Malvix, while I have you on here, did you happen to be at the Vancouver meetup last February? Because I might have met you. I might have met you. Yes, sir, I was there. Okay, okay. Did you have a booth set up? Alright. I'm doing it. I'm buying it. We talked briefly while you were setting up your camera. I didn't have a booth back then. Ah, okay. Alright, I'm doing it. Continuing to payment. Continuing to payment. Awesome. Okay. Put in your credit card information. Okay. Let me do this off screen. Oh my gosh. Let me do this off screen so you guys don't see any of my credentials and stuff. Here we go. Golf Master says leak. What is he buying? What am I buying? None of your business. No, I am buying from Malvix's website here. So yeah, let me just pull out the appropriate cards. Can we have the credit card info? Mac Merlin's credit card info and buying all the boards? Because you know what? Because I buy so many boards with this card, like my credit card agency would take a look at it and be like, oh, that's normal. Oh, he bought a bunch of boards. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. There we go. I just paid. Hopefully you got my order. Well, there we go. Yeah, you know, because Malvix was so accommodating. Let me post his page here for all of you guys to see. I literally just found out about him today, like within the last half hour. But here, promotion, just because he's been super helpful. He is a store located in Vancouver. He sells quite a few items here, like most keyboard shops. Let's look at shop, accessories. Looks like he sells a bunch of wrist rests. No, wait, these are sold out. Let's do featured. There we go. Okay, there's a group buy for a marble wrist rest. What else is here? all. Let's do all. There you go. Couple dust mats that are sold out. Can I see what's in stock? Here, date new to old. Let's do that. Sold out, sold out. Oh, here we go. Keycap puller, lubrication kit. Ooh, Artisans metal switch cap puller. FFFF switches that I just purchased off of him. Ooh, Durock screw and stabilizers. V2 even, very nice. Gateron Inc. V2s. Switch opener, good stuff. And looks like he's got a bunch of lube. 205G0, 106, desk key switch films, Gateron Milky Yellows. Aw, this is cute. I want one of these. What, 80 bucks? Never mind. That's pretty expensive. Let's see what else is here. Matrix Lab FFF switches. So these ones are, I'd say, basically the same thing, but made with a polycarb top housing and nylon. So this is going to be your alpaca equivalent. In fact, it's even the same alpaca bottom out. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Cool. Well, thank you very much, Malvix. I think that's good. Hopefully I'll get them. Then I'll put them all on here and we'll have a truly yellow board. Anyway, for those of you who have just tuned in, especially at the tail end, oh my gosh, wow. I don't know what I've been doing here, but look, I seem to have brushed off a little bit more of the Cerakoting. This is... How did that happen? That was not there earlier. Did I just like scratch it really quick or something? What the heck? Okay, this is officially probably the cheapest Cerakoting I have ever witnessed. My gosh. Like, this is supposed to be coating for guns, and you know people drop guns, right? But this is just, I have no idea what cost that. Like, I literally don't remember. Like, what was sharp enough to even do that? What in the world? What the freak? Yeah, that is very poor Cerakoting. Yeah, I would have preferred this to be anodized if it was going to be like this. This is super brittle. Ugh. That's not bad. I mean, that's very bad. My credit card is too strong. Yes, it was my credit card that did it. Anyway, with that said, that was unexpected. But I guess I'm glad that that happened on stream. For those of you guys considering buying this board with the Cerakote top, he did say that the Cerakoting on this one was just a prototype. But if he goes with the same store and they do something like this again, you'll probably get the same crap, unfortunately. Cerakote should have been almost scratch proof. Exactly. Out of, like, I've built 2 Cerakote boards on this stream, and I've seen Cerakote demonstrations at meetups, and all of them have withstood taking keys and scratching it. This one, wow, that is terrible. That is really terrible. Okay. Could have been the edge of the board was too sharp there and the Cerakote couldn't hold on. I know paint has those kinds of problems with sharp corners. Probably. That's just... Yeah, keep in mind, guys, this is a $400 board. For $400, I would expect better. Not... Like, I literally did... I don't know, maybe I'll watch through the entire VOD again and see at what point I might have nicked it, but this is... No, but that's weird. That's very weird. Anyway, thanks guys for joining in. I will be building this board this coming Saturday. Looking forward to Malvix switches coming in. These are the FF switches. We will be building an entirely yellow board. So tune in on Saturday and come hungry. Apparently yellow makes you hungry. So yeah, tune in on Saturday to watch the entire build stream. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you next time. See you guys.